Meet me in a seated position. Bring the ball between your hands, bright fingers. Place your hands at a 3 and 9 o'clock position on the ball. Plant your heels into the mat. Sit up as tall as you can, belly button to your spine. Squeeze the ball, and on your next exhale, roll back one vertebrae at a time. Keep squeezing the ball. Keep squeezing your belly button. Heels stay glued to the floor. Awesome. Once you get to the mat, if you have to readjust a bit like I do, go for it. Keep the ball between your hands. Plant your lower back into the mat. So pretend like there's a bowl of water here resting on your pelvis, and adjust your pelvic position so you spill that bowl towards your chest. Then with that strong position, arms extended above your chest, bring your legs up to tabletop, which means knees over your hips, shins parallel to the floor. Squeeze the ball. The more you squeeze, the more your upper body will get involved. Belly button to your spine, lower back grounded. Now, if you'd like a bigger challenge, as you squeeze the ball, you're going to bring it over your head and come up. As you do this, your pelvis will want to readjust. So in other words, your lower back will want to pop up and your belly button will want to pop up. Don't let it happen. The bigger your movement, the harder it will be to stabilize in your torso, and the more intense it will be for your upper body. Hang on here for 3 more if you can. 2. Last one. Good. Pull your knees into your chest. You can just place the ball on top of your knees or hang out with it right here. Wiggle your toes. Look both ways with your head. Lovely. One more with the ball between your hands before we switch our focus. So squeeze, lift your head, look at your belly button. Take an inhale to prep. On your exhale, twist. Inhale here, exhale, twist. Keep squeezing the ball. Belly button away from your legs. The bigger your movement with your arms and the ball, the harder this one becomes. You can also experiment with the tempo. So once you get comfortable with the movement, it takes a little coordination to figure out at first. Then see what happens if you pick up the pace. Squeeze here. Hang on for 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and take a breather. Now instead of making our upper body do the work, we're going to really target our inner thighs with a fun little exercise called the inner thigh toss. So extend your legs up. As you do that, pull your belly button down. Nice wide stance with your legs. You're going to toss the ball up, try to catch it with your feet. Drop on an inhale, toss and catch. Exhale. Inhale, exhale. Now if you're having some trouble with this one, no worries. It definitely took a lot of practice for me to get to a point where the ball wasn't flying around the room. Each time you catch it though, hold for like an extra second. Feel your inner thighs and feel your abdominal muscles. Upper body stays nice and still. I should say torso stays nice and still. Jaws relaxed. 5 more if you can. On the last one, we're going to hold the ball and go right into another exercise. So hold it here. Stack your hands, bring them behind your head. Inhale, drop your legs down. Exhale, pull up. Start with a small range of motion. And then as you need a bigger challenge, make your range of motion bigger. Your number one goal here is to stabilize in your pelvis again, just like with the first exercise we did. So as your legs drop down, do not let your lower back pop up. See how smooth and controlled you can make the movement? So we're not trying to do this as quickly as we can. We're trying to do it as in a high quality manner. You got 2 more. You got this. Inhale down, and then on your exhale, belly button zips. Final one. Lovely. Drop the ball into your hands, bend your knees, wiggle your toes. I bet your inner thighs and your abs are talking to you. So now we're going to go back to having the ball between our hands because we gave our upper body a little break. With this one, you're going to squeeze, extend your right leg up, left leg out, and on your next inhale, pulse your legs twice, exhale, switch. Inhale, inhale, big exhale. If you'd like a bigger challenge, you're going to start to move your arms. So as your legs go back, you're going to bring the ball back. Nice. And actually, what I would do here just for coordination purposes is just hold the ball back and squeeze. So that's going to put your abdominal muscles on a constant alert because you've got more limbs kind of out of balance, so they've got to fire up even more to keep everything stable. Hang on, one more set. Squeeze the ball, belly button to your spine. Lovely. Relax. Excuse me, bring the ball to the floor. And bring your feet up on the ball. Start here with your arms out at a T. We're going to do an extended bridge. If you would like a bigger challenge at any point today or one day someday, you're going to bring your arms closer to your hips. Once you've decided on your arm position, pull your shoulders away from your ears. Drop your chin towards your chest just a bit. Flex your toes. Take an inhale to prep. On your exhale, try to peel your hips up off the floor one at a time, one vertebrae at a time. Inhale, drop down one vertebrae at a time, and keep moving through that pattern at your own pace with your breath. Now your goal here as you move your hips up and down is to try to keep the ball as still as possible. So maybe today you're just lifting your hips like a micro inch, a tiny bit off the mat. That is still wonderful. Any sort of lift is going to really strengthen your hamstrings, your glutes, and your lower back. One more if you can, lovely. Exhale to come up. Squeeze, exhale every last bit of air out. Inhale, drop down. Excellent. You can pull your knees into your chest, keeping a toe at least on the ball so it doesn't roll away from you. Now, if that was challenging, do it again. If you would like a bigger challenge, we're going to try the bridge. So with the bridge, it's the same idea. Your hips will be lifting and lowering, but instead of your legs being straight, you're going to start in a bent position like this. And instead of having your heels on the ball, you're going to have all four corners of your feet glued to the ball. So decide which one you want to try. Find your starting position. Take an inhale to prep. Then on your exhale, peel up one vertebrae at a time. See how still you can keep the ball regardless of which version of this you're doing. Inhale, drop down one vertebrae at a time. Takes a lot of control, a lot of mindfulness. Keep moving at your own pace. Really use your breath to help you. Yeah, good. Now, although we're focusing on the back side of our body, we don't want to neglect our abdominal muscles. Our abdominal muscles are really actually going to help us control this movement. So keep them engaged, zipping up as you go along. Last 3. Two more if you can. Nice and strong. Upper body relaxed. Awesome job. One more if possible. Give it all you got. Come down with control on your next inhale. And then once your hips are grounded, use your exhale to pull your knees into your chest. Rest. Look side to side with your head. And then from here, you're going to bring the ball between your hands. Extend your legs out. Bring your heels together and glue your heels to the floor. Squeeze the ball. Hands are at your 3 and 9 o'clock position. On your next inhale, you're going to roll up one vertebrae at a time. Lift up out of your hips and over. Squeeze the ball, belly button back. Inhale. Exhale, roll down. Keep moving through that. Now, if you weren't able to get up, no worries. Maybe you get stuck here. Then just hold here and breathe. That's incredibly strengthening. Still a great workout. If you want to come up with me again, on your next exhale, roll up. I'm sorry, I gave you the wrong breath. Let's exhale here. Inhale back. Exhale, roll down. Inhale. Come on up. Exhale, up and over, belly button to your spine. Inhale back. Exhale down. Final one, inhale up. Squeeze the ball, reach up and over, belly button pulls back. And then instead of rolling down, just come up to a seated position. Very nice. Next, we have the inner thigh crunch. This is one of my favorites. It's a challenging one, so do the best you can. With the inner thigh crunch, you're going to bring your feet to a 3 and 9 o'clock position on the ball instead of your hands. Palms are planted, or for less of a challenge, forearms are planted. In either case, though, you're pointing your fingers towards your feet. Squeeze the ball, take an inhale to prep. On your exhale, roll in. Inhale, extend out. Exhale, roll in. For a bigger challenge, this time instead of rolling, lift and pull. Inhale, extend out. Exhale, knees to your chest, belly button to your spine. Keep your chest as open as possible. So instead of caving in like this, you're popping in your heart. 4 more if you can. Big exhale. Inhale out. Last 2, squeeze. And final one. Awesome. From here, let's get a little stretch. So bring your feet wide. Exhale, reach out. Inhale. Exhale, roll over to your right foot. Plant your left hip into the mat. One more inhale here. Exhale, roll to the other side. Plant your right hip into the mat. Look down at your knee to relax your neck. Come back to center. Hang out there. And then use your next inhale to roll up one vertebrae at a time. Awesome. We're going to bring the ball now over to the wall. We're going to start with some wall push-ups. So find a wall that's handy and bring the ball so it's at your chest level. You're going to bring your hands nice and bright onto the ball. And what I want you to realize here is that the bigger your base, the easier this one will be. The smaller your base, so the closer your feet are together, the harder it will be. Another thing to keep in mind is that the further your feet are away from the wall, the harder it will be. The closer your feet are, the easier it will be. I've got a paper stuck to my foot here. There we go. So I'm going to start right here. On your next inhale, come down like you're doing a push-up on the floor. Exhale, push up. Try to keep the ball as still as possible. Down and up. Now, as you do this, you want to pay close attention to your torso. So you really want to squeeze your glutes, zip up, because you don't want this to happen. See that sway in my back? Instead, I want to tuck under and keep everything in alignment. So I'm in one line from the crown of my head to my heels. Nice. Pick up the pace if you want to. Inhale down, exhale up. Ball is still. Movement smooth. We'll hang on here for 5 more seconds. Very nice. From here, roll to your back. You're going to bring the ball right at your lower back. We're going to do some plies. So with plies, your feet are wide, toes are out. Body is nice and strong. You've got solid posture. On an inhale, you're going to go down. Exhale, push up. Inhale down, back is straight. Exhale up. The further you go down, so the more you're moving here, the harder these become. If you want an even bigger challenge, hold. Good. Zip in your belly. Lengthen in your neck. If you'd like an even bigger challenge, you can lift one heel, drop down, then lift the other. Nice. For an even bigger challenge, lift both heels and hold. Whatever you're doing here, continue for 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, you got it. Push back up. Turn around. We've got one more set of the push-ups. This time I'm going to step back just a bit, which is going to make them more challenging. When you're ready, zip in your belly. Inhale, chest towards the ball. Exhale up. Inhale, big exhale. You decide your tempo. Keep your breath strong. Neck is nice and relaxed. Hang on, 10 seconds. Give it all you got. 3, 2, 1. One more time, flip around. This time, instead of plies, we're going to do some wall squats. So the ball is at your lower back again. Bring your feet out. So I'm leaning into the ball. So I'm bringing my feet, so I'm able to bring my feet out just a bit. This time my toes are going straight forward. Feet are hip width apart. Come down and up. Notice as I go down, my knees never go past my toes. That's why we had to bring our feet out. Take a look here. If I didn't bring my feet out far enough, see what happens? My knees are jutting out. That puts a ton of pressure here. We don't want that. So feet are out. Now, with this alignment, I'm targeting my big muscle groups, my glutes and my hamstrings, instead of putting all that pressure on my knees. Now, another thing you want to do with these wall squats is push through your heels, not your toes. So I actually like to lift my toes just a bit to remind myself to do that. For a bigger challenge, hold down. The closer you are to a 90-degree angle here, the more challenging this one will be. If you're not able to be there, maybe you're up here today. Beautiful. Zip in your belly. Drop your shoulders. Hang on for 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh, you're awesome. Push up. That was excellent. Bring the ball back to the mat. We're going to finish up with a stretch, actually a yoga stretch called child's pose. We're going to do it with the ball here though. So bring your big toes together to touch, knees mat width apart. On your next exhale, roll the ball forward. Keep your hips sinking back towards your heels. And then allow your chest to fall towards the mat. Let your head hang heavy. Take some deep inhales and exhales in this position. And if at any point some movement would feel good, you can rock the ball side to side. Two more breaths in child's pose. Once you finish those 2 breaths, use an inhale to roll up slowly, utilizing your abdominal muscles. And an exhale to drop your shoulders. That was awesome. Thanks so much for joining me. Can't wait to see you back here on your mat very soon.